With the ability to fly at speeds upwards of 1,500 miles per hour while carving through the sky with its stealth technology and thrust vectoring capabilities, the F-22 has certainly earned the title King of the Sky.
For decades, the United States F-22 Raptor has reigned supreme in the skies, but recent upgrades have elevated it to a whole new level. Packed with cutting-edge stealth technology, enhanced radar systems, and a mysterious new missile that promises unmatched precision, the Raptor has become a game-changer. What makes this next-generation fighter so unstoppable? How will rivals respond to its superior capabilities? One thing is certain: the US F-22 Raptor, after hypersonic upgrade, shocked the world. The Raptor's revival. How do you keep a legend alive? That's the question the United States Air Force is answering with the F-22 Raptor. This jet has been around for a while, born from ideas sketched out in the 1970s and built to rule the skies of the 1990s. The Raptor is now getting some serious upgrades to stay ahead of the pack. And by the pack, we mean China's growing fleet of stealth fighters. Let's start with the latest moves. In August 2024, the Air Force handed RTX a $1 billion contract to install cutting-edge sensors. You might know them as Raytheon before their rebranding. Now, as for the sensors, they are meant to make sure the F-22 doesn't just stay relevant, but remains the top dog in air combat. The world's first stealth fighter is being tuned to stay the best, even as it ages. But here is the thing: America's planners are facing a real challenge. China's J-20 stealth jets are already outnumbering the F-22 fleet. Add in the fact that other countries are working on their own stealth fighters, and you have a world where the competition is heating up fast. So the question isn't just, can the F-22 keep up? It's, how far can the United States push the limits of a fighter designed decades ago? Well, the upgrades underway are turning the Raptor into something almost unrecognizable. Better sensors, stronger weapon systems, and some other tricks up its sleeve. One of the upgrades already in the works is a hypersonic missile system that could give the F-22 the ability to strike at Mach 5. That is 5 times the speed of sound. In other words, a weapon like this could make the Raptor one of the deadliest jets in the world. But even with this kind of firepower, modern air combat isn't just about speed or stealth. It's about endurance. Long missions over the Pacific demand a jet with the ability to fly farther and stay in the fight longer. That is where the next big challenge comes in. Now, as regards this F-22 shortcoming, there is a new program in development that just might solve this problem. New solutions for old challenges. The F-22 Raptor is, without doubt, one of the most advanced fighter jets in the world. But even the aircraft has its limits. As the Air Force shifts its focus to the Pacific, the Raptor faces a big challenge. It was not built to cover the vast distances of this region, and when it comes to operating in an area as massive as the Pacific, range matters a lot. Right now, the Raptor has about 18,000 pounds of fuel on board, which gives it a combat radius of 470 to 600 miles. That might sound like a lot, but when you think about how far apart air bases are in the Pacific, it's not enough. Bases close to potential conflict zones, like Kadena Air Base in Okinawa, are within easy reach of enemy missiles. A single attack could wipe out runways and destroy planes before they even get airborne. This means the F-22 might have to launch missions from much farther away, and that's a logistical headache. Longer flights mean fewer missions and a heavier reliance on refueling tankers. To give the Raptor a bit more range, it can carry a pair of 600-gallon fuel tanks under its wings. These tanks add about 4,000 pounds of fuel each, bumping up the total fuel load to 26,000 pounds. With this setup, the Raptor can increase its range to nearly 1,840 miles one way, or a combat radius of around 900 miles. It's a solid improvement, but there is a problem. Those tanks aren't stealthy. Stealth is what makes the F-22 so special. It was designed to slip through radar undetected, giving it a huge edge in air combat. But when you add these fuel tanks, the jet's radar signature grows, making it easier for enemies to spot. Sure, the tanks can be dropped in a fight, but the pylons and fuel lines they leave behind still reduce stealth. It's a tough trade-off: better range or better stealth. In the Pacific, where both range and invisibility are critical, this is a decision no pilot wants to make. That is where the low-drag tank and pylon program comes in. This new effort is all about creating stealthy fuel tanks for the F-22. These tanks are designed to add range without making the jet easier to detect. Even better, when the tanks are dropped, they will leave no trace. No pylons, no exposed plumbing, nothing that could compromise stealth. It is a game changer for the Raptor, allowing it to fly farther while staying just as invisible. But range isn't the only area where the F-22 is being upgraded. There is another piece of cutting-edge tech in development that could take this jet to a whole new level. The Raptor's new eyes. Modern air combat is about more than just speed and stealth. It is about precision. That's why the addition of something known as infrared search and track, IRST technology, could be one of the most important steps forward for the Raptor. IRST isn't new to military aviation, but the technology has come a long way. Back in the day, systems like these were bulky, limited in range, and not nearly as reliable as they are now. The F-22 was supposed to include IRST from the start, but budget cuts during its development meant the feature didn't make the final design. Fast forward to today, and the Air Force is finally addressing this gap, because in a world where stealth aircraft are becoming more common, having multiple ways to detect threats is critical. The challenge, however, is integrating this advanced system into a jet that has already been flying for decades. The F-22 wasn't built to house an IRST system internally, and retrofitting the airframe would be complicated and extremely expensive. Instead, the Air Force has opted for a clever workaround, and this involves mounting the IRST in stealthy underwing pods. These pods will sit alongside the new low-drag fuel tanks introduced in the recent upgrades. While adding anything under the wings does impact stealth to some extent, these pods are designed with radar-absorbing materials and shapes that minimize their impact on the Raptor's low observability. It's a smart trade-off that brings a huge capability boost without completely redesigning the jet. So what makes IRST so important? Simply put, it's a passive system. Unlike radar, which sends out signals that can be detected by enemy aircraft, IRST works by picking up the heat emitted by other planes. This means the Raptor can track targets without giving away its position. It is a massive advantage in a dogfight or a stealth mission. And because it detects heat, IRST can even spot stealth aircraft that might otherwise avoid radar detection. The effectiveness of IRST depends on its range, and modern systems have made huge strides in this area. For example, the Eurofighter Typhoon's Pirate system can detect subsonic fighters from as far as 31 miles away when viewed head-on, and up to 56 miles if it has a clear view of their engines. Russia's Su-35 boasts a similar system, the OLS-35, which reportedly offers comparable performance. China has also entered the IRST game, claiming its J-20 stealth fighter can detect an F-22 from 68 miles away and a B-2 Spirit bomber from 93 miles. Those are impressive numbers, but it's worth noting that Chinese military claims are often difficult to verify independently. Still, they show the growing importance of IRST technology in today's combat landscape. While these systems are incredibly effective, they are not perfect. Atmospheric conditions like weather, cloud cover, and even the time of day can impact how well an IRST system performs. However, this is where the F-22's advanced avionics come into play. Modern fighters don't rely on a single sensor. They combine data from multiple sources, radar, infrared, and more, to create a complete picture of the battlefield. This approach helps offset the limitations of individual systems and makes it much harder for enemies to counter the Raptor's targeting abilities. For the F-22, the addition of IRST isn't just about keeping up with the competition, it's about maintaining its edge. As other countries continue to develop advanced stealth fighters, the Raptor needs every tool at its disposal to stay ahead. IRST is one piece of that puzzle, and when paired with the other upgrades currently in development, it ensures the F-22 remains a dominant force in the skies. But IRST is only part of the story. The Raptor is set to receive another critical upgrade that could completely change how its pilots engage targets. Helmet-cued targeting. Even the most advanced fighter jets can have blind spots, and for the F-22 Raptor, one of its biggest is surprisingly close to home. Despite its dominance in the skies, the Raptor lacks helmet-cued targeting. Every other top-tier United States fighter jet has this feature, but the Raptor still forces its pilots to point the jet's nose directly at their targets to lock on and fire. This might sound fine for long-range engagements, especially since the F-22's radar and stealth give it an edge from more than 60 miles away. But modern air combat isn't always that simple. When seconds count, having to line up the aircraft can be a serious disadvantage. Helmet-cued targeting changes the game. It allows pilots to aim their weapons just by looking at their target. Think about the advantage this gives in fast-paced, close-range dogfights. It is not just about convenience, it is about survival. With this system, the Raptor could finally take full advantage of weapons like the AIM-9X missile. This missile is famous for its ability to hit targets at extreme angles, even behind the aircraft. But without helmet-cued targeting, F-22 pilots can't unlock its full potential. The Air Force has known this is a problem for years. They started testing a modified version of the Thales Scorpion helmet in the F-22 back in 2014. But there was a problem. The Raptor's unique canopy design made integrating a helmet-mounted display more difficult than expected. However, the Air Force didn't stop there. More recently, the next-generation fixed-wing helmet program has been testing a solution. If these tests prove successful, the F-22 could finally join the ranks of fighters with this technology. This isn't just a nice-to-have feature. Helmet-cued targeting would make the Raptor far deadlier in close-range combat, where reaction time and precision matter most. It is the kind of upgrade that ensures the F-22 stays ahead of its rivals, even as stealth technology becomes more common around the world. But there is more to the Raptor's upgrades than meets the eye. The addition of infrared search and track capabilities, along with stealthy external fuel tanks, already marks a huge step forward. These upgrades work together to make the F-22 more versatile and effective in a variety of combat scenarios. Yet the most impressive changes aren't just in what you see, they are in what you don't. Beneath the surface, the Raptor is being outfitted with a host of new systems, from advanced sensors to secure communications tools. With better connectivity and smarter tech, the Raptor is being fine-tuned to operate in increasingly complex battlefields. And the work doesn't stop there. The next wave of improvements could unlock entirely new ways for the F-22 to dominate the skies. We are talking about cutting-edge tools and smarter systems that could change everything. Smarter, faster, deadlier. The F-22 may look the same from the outside, but big changes are happening inside. New technology is being added to make it smarter, faster, and more prepared for future battles. With better navigation, stronger software, and new tools, the Raptor is getting upgrades that make it more powerful than ever. At the core of this transformation is the GRACE software, or Government Reference Architecture Compute Environment. GRACE is a new open software system that gives the F-22 a lot more brainpower. It will let the Raptor handle advanced programs, even those that weren't originally built for it. Think of it as giving a high-performance car a next-gen engine and dashboard. And that's just the beginning. Another key upgrade is the LN351 EGIM navigation system. It's a mouthful, but here is the deal. This new tech connects the F-22 to the Air Force's newest GPS-3 satellites. These satellites send signals that are ultra-secure and nearly impossible to jam, which is a big deal in modern combat. Plus, the system has improved inertial navigation, meaning it can keep the Raptor on course even in areas where GPS signals are jammed or unavailable. That kind of reliability isn't just convenient, it is a necessity for missions in hostile airspace. But it doesn't stop there. The Raptor is also getting an upgraded Mode 5 IFF transponder, which helps it identify friend from foe in battle. It ensures the F-22 can communicate seamlessly with ground-based systems like Patriot missiles or even other jets in a crowded sky. The Mode 5 system is encrypted and way more secure than older tech, which means less chance of interference and more confidence for pilots making split-second decisions. But perhaps the most intriguing upgrade lies in the realm of AI. There is talk of giving the F-22 the ability to coordinate with AI-powered drone wingmen. These drones could handle risky missions, scout ahead, or even engage enemies, all while keeping the human pilot out of harm's way. If this becomes a reality, it could revolutionize how air combat is fought, pushing the boundaries of teamwork between man and machine. Now it's time for today's subscribers pick. The image we are looking at today shows the incredible US F-22 Raptor. It is sitting on the runway, its shiny silver body reflecting the sunlight. The golden canopy over the cockpit makes it look even cooler and more high-tech. Behind it, you can see a crowd of people watching in awe. The jet's sharp angles and sleek design make it clear this is no ordinary aircraft. US F-22 Raptor after hypersonic upgrade shocked the world, and it's not hard to see why. This upgrade means the jet can now fly even faster than before, reaching hypersonic speeds. That is faster than 5 times the speed of sound. On top of that, it's already designed to avoid radar detection, making it nearly invisible to enemies. With this new upgrade, the Raptor is even more powerful and advanced, showing just how far technology has come. Standing next to this jet must feel amazing. What do you think about these upgrades? Do you believe these advancements will change the future of aviation and defense? Let's hear your thoughts. Now, as impressive as these upgrades are, something even more groundbreaking might be on the way. Mako missile. We have been able to establish that the F-22 is one of the most advanced aircraft in the world, but Lockheed Martin is taking the aircraft capabilities to the next level. This is where something known as the Mako missile comes in. It is an air-launched hypersonic weapon designed not just for incredible speed, but also for precision and versatility. What sets this missile apart is its ability to fit inside the internal weapons bays of stealth fighters like the F-22 and F-35.
Mako was designed to be carried on essentially any air platform.
The Mako missile has been in development for several years, funded through contracts under the United States Air Force's Stand-in Attack Weapon program. With a total of $35 million in developmental contracts, this weapon was specifically designed to address challenges posed by advanced anti-access and area denial systems, especially in regions like the Pacific. These defenses, often used by nations like China, are meant to block or slow down United States forces from operating freely in contested zones. That is where Mako's unique combination of speed, stealth, and maneuverability comes into play. This missile is named after the short-fin Mako shark, known as the fastest shark in the ocean. It is a fitting name for a weapon capable of traveling faster than 3,800 miles per hour. At 13 feet long, it's about the same length as a fully grown Mako shark, and its design allows it to pack both speed and destructive power into a relatively compact frame. Weighing in at around 1,300 pounds and measuring 13 inches in diameter, the Mako is slightly larger than the AIM-120 AMRAAM missile, but its capabilities far surpass those of traditional air-to-air missiles. What makes the Mako so revolutionary isn't just its hypersonic speed, but its ability to change course unpredictably while maintaining that speed. This combination of velocity and maneuverability makes it incredibly difficult for modern air defense systems to track and intercept. Traditional hypersonic missiles are usually too large to fit inside stealth fighters, requiring external mounting that compromises the aircraft's stealth profile. The Mako changes that. It is specifically designed to be carried internally, preserving the low radar signature of the F-22 while still delivering unmatched offensive power. When launched from a stealth fighter, the Mako missile brings a new level of complexity to air defense systems. Stealth aircraft already operate with a significant advantage, as they are hard to detect on radar. Now imagine one of these jets releasing a hypersonic missile that's also incredibly hard to track. Defending against such a weapon becomes nearly impossible, especially when it can strike from unpredictable angles and at extreme speeds. Another innovative feature of the Mako missile is how it works with both 5th-generation stealth fighters and 4th-generation aircraft. The missile allows stealth planes, like the F-22, to fly ahead, find a target, and send that information back to 4th-generation fighters. These older jets, equipped with the sniper networked targeting pod, can then carry out the attack, even in highly contested airspace. This improves the capabilities of the 4th-generation fighters, which may otherwise struggle to operate in such dangerous environments. By using the Mako missile, these older fighters can still contribute to a mission alongside newer jets, adding more firepower to the team. The development of the Mako missile underlines a shift in how hypersonic weapons are viewed. It's not just about creating a weapon that's fast, it's about designing one that integrates seamlessly with existing and future systems.
Yes, both of those, certainly designed for a counter-air defense role, to take down an integrated air defense.
The Mako's ability to launch from stealth fighters means it can attack from unexpected directions, overwhelming enemy defenses and giving Allied forces a significant tactical advantage. Lockheed Martin hasn't shared all the details about the Mako's production, but it's clear that its design goes beyond what current hypersonic weapons can do. This missile is not just a new level of power, but also a fresh approach to fighting in tough environments. What's next for the Mako? Lockheed's approach to overcoming cost and production challenges might surprise you. Cutting costs in the hypersonic arms race. The world of hypersonic weapons is full of excitement, but it also comes with a huge challenge, which is cost. The United States military has been investing heavily in these powerful weapons, which can travel at speeds over 5 times the speed of sound. But the price tag for these high-tech missiles is something to think about. Back in 2021, the United States Defense Department estimated that some of these hypersonic missiles could cost as much as $106 million each. To put that in perspective, that is more expensive than buying a brand new F-35 fighter jet. With such a high price, many people began questioning whether these missiles were worth the cost. To make sure these weapons are still a practical investment, the military has been working hard to find ways to reduce the price. One of the promising solutions is 3D printing, or additive manufacturing. This technology allows manufacturers to create parts much faster and at a lower cost than traditional methods. For example, the cost of a new hypersonic missile from Lockheed Martin, the AGM-183ARRW, has already dropped significantly. The Congressional Budget Office now estimates that each missile will cost somewhere between $15 and $18 million. Still a lot of money, but far less than the $106 million some missiles were projected to cost. The Mako missile is taking this idea even further. Lockheed Martin is using 3D printing for some of the missile's most important parts, like the guidance section and fins. As mentioned before, this technique is faster and cheaper than traditional methods, allowing Lockheed to save a lot of money on production costs. In fact, Lockheed claims that using additive manufacturing makes the process 10 times faster and reduces the cost by a factor of 10. This could be a huge step forward in making hypersonic weapons more affordable for the United States military.
It's very fast, so hypersonic weapon. It's affordable, producible, it's survivable, and it's lethal against a broad...
And by extension, more effective in the long run. As we move forward, there are still more major upgrades on the horizon for F-22 that will change the landscape of aerial combat. The cost of dominance, $10.9 billion. That is the price tag tied to the upgrades planned for the F-22 fleet by the end of 2031. It's a number that's hard to wrap your head around, isn't it? To put it another way, that amount could buy 132 brand new F-35A Lightning IIs, with millions left over for a hefty bonus fund. But instead, that budget is being funneled into the 150 combat-ready Raptors in service today. That works out to about $72 million in upgrades for every single jet in the fleet. These upgrades aren't just a patch job. They include improvements to operational flight software, electronic warfare systems, and communication tools. Though the specifics remain largely classified, it's a significant investment in keeping the F-22 not just relevant, but dominant. The F-22 was built with an 8,000-hour lifespan for its airframe, and while that sounds like a lot, there is no plan to replace them once those hours are used up. Yet the clock isn't ticking as loudly as you might think. As of 2022, the Raptors with the most wear and tear hadn't even hit the 4,000-hour mark, with each jet adding only about 250 hours per year during peacetime. These aircraft could remain in the skies for decades. That's good news, considering the hefty investment being made to keep them flying. But here is the thing. Even with all these upgrades, the big question hangs in the air. Is 150 Raptors enough? Beijing isn't slowing down. The production lines for China's J-20 stealth fighters and J-31s are churning out more jets year after year. Hundreds of them could soon take to the skies, challenging America's dominance. Could 150 Raptors, no matter how advanced, handle an onslaught of Chinese aircraft in a full-scale confrontation? The straightforward answer, probably not. Numbers matter in a fight, and sheer volume would likely give China the upper hand. But America isn't betting on just the F-22. This isn't a one-on-one showdown. Imagine this force. One fully upgraded Raptors paired with a wave of 300 AI-driven collaborative combat drones. Add to that hundreds of upgraded F-35s, each carrying cutting-edge air-to-air weapons, and suddenly the game changes. That might be the kind of air power that could take on China's rising fleet and come out on top. The odds are stacked, but with the right upgrades and the right tech, it could be a very different kind of fight. It is still a wait-and-see situation. We will have to watch how all these upgrades roll out and how the situation evolves. But with the amount of money and effort going into these upgrades, one thing is for sure, things are about to get a lot more interesting in the skies. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.